The economy. Right now, when you engage with different people at this point right now, even in this country, you realize one thing: many people are surviving on their savings. That means the little that they'll be able to earn within the day. So let's exclude first the ones within the employment. Let's move to the unemployed or self-employed. The little that you have, for example, if you're a boda boda or a rider, the money that you get to transport a passenger from place A to place B, whatever you've gotten, you try to budget it within your day. That's what's supposed to buy for you a tomato or whatever vegetables. That's the same thing they're supposed to buy you all the specific amenities that you need for that day. And you hope that, the following day, things will get better. It's not that people do not want to put into more savings, other places where it can invest. You do that, but how many are able to even hit that target and say, I'm going to exclude like 100, and it's going to topple up and topple up and topple up. Once 2020 hit and the whole world went kaboom, everything changed. Prior to that, someone would have 100 shillings and you ask them for 100 shillings, they only give you 200. They had a disposable income. Yes, not like the taxes were that bad at the time, but there was a way the economy was still on a growth stage. Once the jab happened and jobs went down, businesses went down, livelihood went down, health deteriorated, and then people went paranoid, and then everything just went factory settings ideally. We have more unemployed, and even the self-employed. The few, just do a few examples. Walk to the nearest shop or duka next to you. There used to be a time before the COVID, before 2020, where I would find this particular business person or entrepreneur or growth, whoever they may be, their business will be running. And the times were tough, but the business was running. 2024, walk around. Your normal, the closest dukan or shop next to you, they are trying for every. See, they always buy things from an wholesale, then sell it from a retail person. They buy it from an wholesale, then retail. So even if they buy a packet of sweets, that is a packet of sweets, 80 pieces. I'm forgetting the brand, is around 90 shillings. So this shop attendant will sell a piece of sweets 2 shillings or 3 shillings, depending. So 3 by 80 pieces make to 40 from the original 90. That will be 150, like the profit margin, and that's this 150. And then the other determinant is where are they. If they're within a town, then they have the permits to pay. So then you have to do the math, or if within a home set where there's no much eyes praying in terms of the county and everything, still they have the electricity and everything. But right now, are they really meeting their bare minimum? Every day people are being crushed to the wall. And so what happens is there's a place we all differently need to come to reality and handle what we can. We have more processed food over natural. We have budgets that we could maintain them, but right now we can't. I remember there's this app I use, Money Manager, on my end, and I like train different people. I got it from a group that had gone. Someone just brought it up. I tried it. I became hooked and became part of my life. Where I was able to calculate everything. Like I literally account for every shilling. And for those who cannot like run their app, just a simple thing. The way we were told back in school, you take a book and then you write down. And I have 1 shilling. Yeah. Get the math. But the thing is, many people right now are at the breaking point. And I'm thinking, live a life you can maintain. If prior you had friends who would have a disposable income, does not mean you have the same disposable income. And then right now, people are venturing some very questionable lifestyles. We have cults rising out of the blues. We have people exploiting others, people exploiting other people's skills, lives, and etc. It's just crazy out here. We have con artists all over. You can't even trust your own family members because you never really know the true story. So you have to be as realistic as you can with what you have. Because every time you think that you have this extra, you don't really have the extra. For example, sometimes you can say, if you're making a call, you can, like for example, if I'm making a call, in my brain I know I'm calling 1 2 3 4. So like I'll use like an offer, like in Safaricom, I'll use like *444# for example, and then I'll go that offer area, it's 20 bob or 10 bob, then now it's 20 bob. So I'll squeeze in and then I'll make a call to everyone, the specific people I wanted. How you doing? Fine. So if you call me back, I'm like, I only had 20 shillings, man. So when the conversation ends, it's kaput. Not that I'm being mean, but well, that's the budget I have. If you look at things to buy, the best places, if you compare between a supermarket and the market, go to the market. If you're looking at processed stuff, like if you're buying maize processed versus but then from the portion mill, man, do the portion mill. The thing is, we have to be as realistic as we can be. If you're looking at schools you want to take to a kid to, look at the schools that you can, not only they're building them, but also within a budget. I didn't go to any special school. Some of these schools I speak about, people are like, dude, is that even on Google Map? I'm like, I don't think so. Somewhere. But hey, here I am. See, that does not mean that the product of the school you go to makes you the character they become eventually. Yeah, you might have a few environmental, build up here and there, but the fact is, it doesn't really make you to decide. Just because you grew up in a place of crime. I grew up in a place of crime where I was used to violence more than I can comprehend. But it didn't make me violent. I might have had the traits, but I don't remember myself being locked up for major issues. What I'm trying to say is, yes, we are getting into a very toxic place right now. And the few who are employed are pinned against each other to who's going to be the highest paid or some, they get a promo and get those benefits and welfare and all that stuff. But when you come back and then do the taxes and the net and everything, then you do the minus and you're like, what am I going home with? And then the employed are bitter with the unemployed, or the bitter with the self-employed, and say, because of you guys, we are doing it. No, this is not about pinning each other against each other. That's what the system does to people, to pin you, but it has no concept around it. The thing is, that's how life is. It's interesting, you get employed, and they complain about the unemployed. Unemployed are thinking, what did we do? We are out there, we are trying. The little that we have, we may not be able to do your pay, be deducted like you've been deducted, but hey, as long as I can be able to make one step. You have to be realistic with your budgets. Your transportation versus your rent. And then how do you buy your food? If you're always doing the order delivery thing, and you still have legs, I mean, just use your legs, man. Use your legs. Try to live within your means. Relationship. If you can't afford to take them to the best places, create a place you can manage. If you can't, let them go. Don't need to break a leg or do something, because live within your means. Economy is not going to get better. It seems to be getting worse by the day when you think about it. School is becoming more expensive. Going to tertiary level is becoming like a dream. And everybody's being put in this place. So whatever skills you have, or whatever skills you can acquire them. These skills don't need you to go to a school. No. You can learn from someone. For example, if someone is good at video editing, learn from them. You can say, hey, I don't have the money, but I can do a service for you instead. and then you do a service for me. For example, you have a gift, you can say, I will clean up or do something, any service to learn. That's something I've done, for example. Learn a skill to gain a skill. So you can either pay for the skill, the person has the skill, pay them to teach you, or offer a service that will pay back. It's like a barter trade kind of system, but a barter trade on services. All you need is skills, skills, skills. Learn, make mistakes, move. Because if you're thinking that this economy will stop getting nosedive, it won't. And we need to keep going and moving, live within our means, because the fact is many, and I mean many, because I've been asking different people, many people are living on a budget. The little that they've made within the day, they squeeze it to the tiny. So if that's the situation, then how did it happen before, back in the days before all this technology came, like in the 90s and in the 80s? Get to understand how they did it then, and then can apply it, and you'll be surprised it actually works. But you have to be open-minded to change your mindset and to be humble enough. Ego, gone. Pride, gone. Humble enough to live within your means. Humble enough to say no to toxic environments, people, and everything. Humble enough to speak your mind. You don't have to lash out. Speak your mind. And humble enough to learn. There are times when these phones have a place called block. There's a place called end call. Use it if necessary. At the end of the day, don't let the troubles of this world change you to become bitter, angry, worse than your enemy. If your enemy has denied you food, give them a place where they can eat more. You don't avenge your enemy or your adversary by what they've done to you. You become the better version. Does not mean, remember, just because you forgive someone, doesn't mean they won't find that opportunity to hit back. Forgive, yes. Boundaries, big yes. Or else remember, just like a snake. One bite, second bite, third bite down. So just like your enemy, you let your guard down and you say, oh, you have changed. This time, they'll take you down like that. So think about it. What you can do, do. Don't bite what you can't chew. Live within your means. Do what you can with what you have. Learn new skills. Learn new things. Not every skill is you learn monetarily. You learn voluntarily. And that individual can tell you, hey, I have this gig. Let's go do it together. Then it becomes a career. But you have to be open-minded, to be humble enough to ask, to learn, and to change. God be with you.